Hello. Hi. Hi. Midnight Charlie Man, Patrick. Today's date is November 13. It's actually November 14. November 14, 2024. And hi. I've done this 3 times now. I've done 3 takes. The last time I did it, look, I've done it a few times now, and in regard of Slash performed at the Greek Theatre on July 13 this year, and we attended. It was a it was a big day. It was a big day, and it could have had a better ending. Actually, what we did first during the day was we got the number 2 bus down to Bel Air. We went down to Bel Air, and we got number 2 down. We got the number 2 bus down to Bel Air. Walked around. We had to walk around Bel Air. Can't remember exactly what we did. And then what happened was, I thought that we were running out of time, and so we actually got. I was intending to get the number 2 bus back, because we're staying at the Economy Inn. We're staying at the Economy Inn on Sunset Boulevard, right? The Economy Inn. I don't recommend them. I do not recommend the Economy Inn. We got there, and I think that I think the nationality was Indian, and they looked at me when we got to the Economy Inn. They, which was on about July 9, I think. No, July 10, I think, or July 11. It was July 11. Because we saw the Stones in Inglewood at the Sci-Fi on July 10. Slash was July 13. We got the Economy Inn, and it existed me like, no drugs, no drugs, no drugs. And I was like, don't take it, don't do any drugs. And Michelle said, we don't do drugs. And they looked at me and they went, no drugs, no drugs. And the hotel was okay. It was okay. In fact, I asked for, we wanted to take a bath. And I said, excuse me, bath plug, no bath plug, no bath plug, no bath plug, none. It was okay there. I don't think the bed was that overly comfortable. And all the room attendants there, they looked miserable, absolutely miserable. And so on this day, we were in Bel Air this day. And so my intention had been to I think we went to the Getty Museum that day. I think we might have went to the Getty, and then got bussed back from the Getty back to, what is it? Figura. Is it Figura Street? Near Charing Cross Street, near Della Ora, Figura Avenue. Is it Figura? It could be Figura that I'm thinking of. They used to get the name of that street mixed up. I think it's Figura. And the number 761 bus stops on Figura. This is a slice in for continuity. 16th of November 2024. Hillgard. I don't know why I call it Figaro. Hillgard Avenue. You got Charing Cross. You come back around from. You got the Getty. You come back around. You got Bellodora Road, Hillgard, 761, and you get the number 2 back to West Hollywood from the other side of the road, number 2. Then we had the intention of, getting the number 2 bus back. We ended up getting a lift back to the hotel room simply because I thought we were running out of time. We weren't running out of time at all. Got back to the hotel room, got changed, and then my intention once again was to get the number 2 bus along Sunset Boulevard and then get the dash the rest of the way up to the Greek Theatre. And once again, thought we were running out of time, wanted to get there, so we got a lift. Lifts are very good. Lifts are fantastic in LA. They're fantastic in Hollywood. So we've got the lift. Tell you what, if I feel like I'm running out of light, I tell you what, because that's fully charged. And burning oh so very bright, Roy. And you have burned oh so very bright, Roy. To the Greek Theatre. The buses in Los Angeles are fantastic. As I said, one is going to get a number 2 bus along Sunset Boulevard and get the dash up to the Greek Theatre. So we get to the Greek Theatre. Oh, and by the way, Michelle said to me, "This is the best place for a gig. This is the best place for a gig. This is the best place I've ever been to for a gig. Best place." Yeah, because the SoFi Theatre for the Rolling Stones playing at the SoFi Theatre was dreadful. That would have been far better off choosing the Staples Centre. Far better off going to the Staples Centre. I don't know who booked that gig. I don't know who booked it, but that would have been. They just would have been far better off. They would have been. They would have been far better off at the Staples Centre, the Rolling Stones. So the Greek Theatre, fantastic. Really, really good place, great place for a gig. Got there, got to our seats now. So we're facing the stage. The stage is just down there, or up on the left. So if you're at the stage and you're looking toward the audience, we're up on the right. So stage is there, or up on the left, and on the side seats, really good seats, really good price too. And we got there, and about an hour before Slash came on, actually, took to our seats, and took to our seats. It's a great theatre. And Michelle says to me, "I love this place. This theatre, it's fantastic. It's ideal." Yeah, it was ideal. We're sitting there, and Michelle had her foot on the seat in front of her. So the seats are like this, right? And then when someone sits down, it's like this. Michelle had her foot on the seat in front of her, and she had it there. This couple came up, mid-40s, probably mid to late 40s. So the couple came up, and she sat in the seat in front, next to Michelle. So in front of, next to. And her hubby, her guy, he was in the aisle, and he was eyeing out that section over there. He was looking at it. He was contemplating it. He was thinking about it. He was licking his lips over it. He was really salivating over those seats. He was. He's looking at those seats. He's giving them the eye. He looks to her. He motions to her. Doesn't say anything. Just motions to her. She's on the phone. She's on the phone. She's on the phone. And so he's looking at her. She's on the phone. She's buried on. She's on the phone. And he wants to go sit over there. He wants to sit in those other seats. And so he's trying to get her attention to do so, but she's too busy on the phone, and so he really wants to sit in that section. So eventually, because he's not getting her attention, because he concedes. He's like, he concedes. He comes into the row, and instead of looking around, instead of observing what's going on around, like you usually would, and I think at this point I'd like to make sure I'm on record. It'd be really handy for him. I am. You usually have a look around. You say, oh, yeah, I always do. Just have a look around. What's going on? He was so flustered at the fact that he just couldn't get his missus, his girl's attention, because she was. And he comes in. He went plonk, and Michelle didn't realise until the last second what was going on. He sat down, seat came up, he crushed her foot, and she got a fracture, a compound fracture. We didn't know this. We didn't find this out until we got back home to Sydney, Australia. But until we got back home to Sydney, Australia. Now, so he sits down, plonk, and actually, for some odd, weird reason, I didn't approach the situation. Like I didn't approach him. I didn't say anything to him. Usually I'd be like, "Oi, hey, excuse me, look, you just, excuse me, oi, you, oi, excuse me." But for some weird reason, that was really weird, because usually something happens, I approach it, I just, and just, I didn't. I think I was I was just sort of trying to figure out what was going on with Michelle, and if she was okay, and what had just happened, and because I'd like be like, "Hey, pal, your ass will be purple before the day's through. I'm talking to you, pal. Hey, Mitch Kramer, talking to you, pal. Your ass will be purple before the day's through." Someone's talking some reefer. I mean, it's just a general observation. I just melt some pot. Talking to you, pal. Your ass will be purple before the day's through. Otherwise, it's open season all summer long. Talking to you, pal. Your ass will be purple before the day's through. You, pal. Yeah, you moron. Dickhead, imbecile, moron. Have a look at your surroundings. Check out your surroundings. Have a look. Have a look. Have a look. You have a look around you. You get somewhere like that. Right. Have a look around, see what's going on, and you could have said, "Oh, excuse me." Basically said, "Excuse me, your foot, I'm about to sit down, your foot's just there," and Michelle would have went, "Oh, my goodness." But you didn't. You came in, you went plonk, and it gave Michelle a compound fracture. So if that's you, if you're the imbecile, if you're the dickhead that did that, in the comment section below, because I'm looking for you, in the comment section below, want to know who you are, comment section below, and also your name, your social security number, your address, and your medical details in the comment section below. Yes, that's right, because we need those, and need those details. Yes. Okay. That light could be brighter. Anyway, back to what I was saying. What happened was, Michelle didn't really even let out a scream. It was just a weird gasp of sorts. And so my attention was to Michelle. About 10 minutes later, Slash came on. And then a couple of minutes after that, Michelle went down that way. She went down the front. And a couple of minutes, a few minutes later, I went down there just to see what was going on. Just the first platform. When you come up the stairs, there's a platform, right? There's a stage. And she went down and she informed, she told the event personnel, the medical people there, what had happened. She informed them, she related to them what had happened. They were actually really good to her, very attentive, really, really good to her, and really, really good. And what happened was I ended up taking a seat next to her, and I went back up to our seat and got our belongings. I took it down there, and I think they didn't really say anything to me. They didn't really say anything to me. I didn't really say anything to them at that point. But they figured out who I think they figured out who I was, and by the way, Michelle was wearing this T-shirt on the night. Michelle was wearing this T-shirt on the night, and I was wearing this. I was wearing this on the night. It's been through the ringer. HMV Sydney 2005. I went into there at Broadway. HMV Sydney 2005. $30 from HMV. It was the last one on the shelf. Very proud of this T-shirt. It's been through the ringer. I've worn it many times. So and also because we would have been easy to spot, because I was wearing my jeans, which I've done up quite a bit. So I had red and white stripes at the back, leopard at the front, and so if anybody in our section saw two people on that landing, on that platform, if you saw two people there, one in the white T-shirt and the appetite T-shirt, that's us. That was us. So if you're wondering what was going on, if you gave a fuck about what was going on, if you were curious as to what was, if you were curious, if you were curious as about what was going on, Michelle, she experienced a trauma, and the medical staff, I think they got her some ice. They did a few things for her to make sure she was okay. And Slash, oh, by the way, Slash was fantastic. It was really, really good to see Slash in his hometown, in LA, in Hollywood. It was a bit surreal. It was really fantastic to see Slash in Hollywood. It was truly, truly good. And what a fantastic place for a gig, really. Just ideal and very easy to get to. Found it very easy to get there. Now, pal, you, if you're watching this, you're the one that gave Michelle a compound fracture. Hey, you. Details in the comment section below. In the comment section below. Comment section. Actually, anyone who saw both of us down there on that platform, comment section below. Because thinking about seeking compensation from the Greek theatre, thinking about seeking compensation, and if anyone else below witness us sitting there, you can be witnesses in court. You can be star witnesses. You can be witnesses in court. And pal, the guy that was sitting in front of Michelle, comment section below. If that was you, comment section below. Want to get in touch with you? Looking for you. Want to get in touch with you? So, in the comment section below. Rightio, man. That light. Oh, Roy, your light has shined bright. Okay. Yeah. HMV, my t-shirt, and when I was in Hollywood in 1998, I remember HMV. I remember HMV because I went to HMV, Tower Records. I don't know if I went to Tower Records. I think I went to Tower Records. House of Blues. I was outside the House of Blues. I got a photo. Ben Affleck is in my photo. Yeah, it's him. He's in my photo. When I was in Hollywood. When I was in Hollywood in '98, I didn't really know what the whiskey was. I didn't know what the rainbow was. I didn't know what they were at that time, and because after I came back home to Sydney, when I came home back in 1998, when I came back home to Sydney from the States, a year later, discovered the internet, discovered Yahoo, discovered the internet. And that's when I started doing all my research and finding out whatever everything was. But I look back now and think, oh my God, I could have went up there, I could have went to. I was 25 at the time. I was 25. I turned 25 in Hollywood in 1998 in the April, and April 22nd actually. Cahuenga Avenue, because I stayed at the Banana Bungalow on Cahuenga Avenue, one of my favourite streets in Hollywood. One of my favourite streets, and it's no longer there. Banana Bungalow is no longer there. But yeah, I didn't know what the rainbow was. I didn't know what the whiskey was back then. Oh, it hurts. Walked all around Hollywood. Loved it. Refer to my other videos. Refer to my other brilliant videos. My other marvelous videos. Walked all around Hollywood. Walk from Beverly Hills back to West Hollywood. That's a good walk. I like that. And the buses there are fantastic. Walked all around Hollywood. How I actually found out about the Slash gig was that I was at Omovia Records, which is on Vine, just up from Vine and Ivine. And you've got McFadden, and then you've got McFadden and Open LA. But I was at Omovia Records. I saw this guy in an Appetite t-shirt. I approached him and said hello. And he said, oh, well, by the way, Slash is performing on July 10. July 13. He's performing on July 13 in the States, performing on July 10. So he informed me about that. Open LA is about one up from Vine down. I think it's on Cahuenga. Open LA. There's these guys. They've got a fantastic business. They sell vitamins. They sell supplements. And they've got a really great ginger. And you find these guys. I think they're on Cahuenga, right? So are those cowboy boots. If you're going to Open LA, tell them Patrick sent you, right? Patrick and Michelle, tell them Patrick sent you. Tell them that we were chatting with them in July when we were there in July. Tell them Patrick sent you. Don't remember me. It's on the Australian couple, the Australian people. The Australian people from Sydney, Australia. Now, jeez. It's on Cahuenga Avenue, right? We're walking down. I see these cowboy boots on the pavement, on the footpath, on the pavement. I see these cowboy boots, and I'm looking at them. I'm eyeing them out. I'm sort of licking my lips over them a bit. And there's this homeless woman just there. I think she was a junkie. She was a homeless woman, and she said, "Oh," she saw me. She said, "Oh," she said, "They're mine." I think she just claimed them on the spot. She said, $5, and I'm just like, oh, and then she got up. She said to me, "You want them $5?" So she picks them up. She starts walking along, because Michelle had walked down that way a bit. Well, Michelle said, "Yeah, she get them." And Michelle's off down that way. This woman walks off with these cowboy boots, and I'm like, I didn't get them. I could have just went after her and said, excuse me, yes. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Yes, I know. It hurts. It hurts. I've run it through my brain quite a few times. I've ran that picture through my brain quite a few times, and the logic in all that. Now, the Greek theatre, when Slash concluded, what happened was, the medical staff, the woman that was attending to Michelle said, "Darling," she said, "we want to get you to, you should get X-rays. We want to get you to a hospital." I'm like, and I started flapping a bit, and because we didn't have any insurance, we weren't insured. Because what happened? We were meant to go home July 9. July 9, we were meant to return back home to Sydney, Australia. To the inner west, or on the inner west, outer west border. Inner west, Dulwich Hill. But I found out about these gigs. We found out about these gigs, and we wanted to go up to San Francisco, so we just extended our stay. But we we didn't think about the insurance, and then like about 5 days after we'd extended our stay, Michelle said to me, "Pat, by the way, we don't have insurance." And I'm like, "We don't?" She's like, "We were supposed to return home July 9. We're not insured." And I'm like, "Oh, right, you mean medical insurance?" She's like, "Yes, insurance in general, but yes, medical insurance." And I'm like, "Oh." She said, "What should we do?" I'm like, "Not get hurt, just don't get hurt." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, okay." I said, "Just don't get hurt." And so this morning she's saying, "Look, we can ambulance for you, take you to the ER, get you to the hospital." I'm like, and basically I said, "We're not insured." I said, "We're not insured. We live in Sydney, Australia." And I said, "We're from Sydney, Australia. We're not insured." She's like, "Oh, okay." But she said, "But while you're here, you are. While you're at the Greek theatre, the insurance of the Greek theatre covers you." And she said, "I'm pretty sure it does when you leave here." And I was like a bit, Batman. I was a bit, and so she ended up contacting someone that she knew, and that took a little while. And then she said, "Look, yep." She took the phone call. She said, "When you leave here, you're not covered. You're covered while you're here. And when you leave here, and you go in the ambulance to the hospital, you're not covered." And at one point I said, "Oh, we'll just pay it off." I said, "It's going to be 10 grand, 20 grand. I said, "We'll pay it off." And then, well, we didn't. I mean, we didn't. She said, she said, "Maybe you might just be better off getting an ice pack from somewhere." So that's what I eventually did. Where did I get the ice pack from? I think it was CVS. No, CVS, but I also got one from Target. CVS, fucking useless, by the way. Although the customer service is not the best, but I got the ice packs from Don't Get in Trouble in Los Angeles. I love Hollywood. It's fascinating. I like Los Angeles. Totally different culture to Sydney, which is not a bad thing. It isn't bad. It's just don't get in trouble in LA. Just don't get into trouble. If you cut yourself, buy a bottle of vodka, needle and thread, stitch yourself up. Seriously. Or organise your insurance before you leave. And so they got Michelle a wheelchair, and really cool people, really nice people. They got Michelle a wheelchair and walked down to where the parking was, to where the Ubers and the lifts come by. And let me just make sure that I'm still recording, because it'd be really the wheelchair, where the Ubers are and the lifts are. And there was this guy there from Finland, and he said, "Appetite." He saw my t-shirt. He said, "Appetite." He said, "Appetite." He said, "Guns N' Roses." I love Guns N' Roses. He said, I first heard them when I was 18. It changed my whole life. I was having about a 10-minute conversation with him. He said, Appetite for Destruction, I love so much, it changed my life. I hear in Finland when I was 18. And he said, I love it. And he said, I love it all. And I said, oh, it changed my life too. I first heard Guns N' Roses when I was like 16. I was in year 10. And I was like, they were really good to us. Actually really good. And the woman had a lot of sympathy that we didn't have. She understood we didn't have insurance. I said we had it, but we extended our stay. And so she says, oh look, try and get an ice pack on it. And when we got back to Sydney, Australia on August 3rd. We got back on August 3rd, right? And Michelle's, that bit beforehand, we went back to the Economy Inn. We went back to the Economy Inn that night. The next morning we checked out and went up to Yucca to Hotel Hollywood. The Hotel Hollywood, brilliant staff, fantastic staff, very accommodating staff. We actually got I was in a bit of a huff and a puff when we got there, only because our lift driver said, oh, you're not, she said, oh no, stay at the Motel 6. But we got there, Michelle's foot was sore, and the receptionist, who I think her name was Elizabeth, really cool woman. Butted heads with her a bit first time because I was in a bit of a huff and a puff of things sorts. I walked around to Motel 6, found out their price, and then, which was actually a little bit cheaper than Hotel Hollywood, walked back to Hotel Hollywood on Yucca. And then, I don't know, about 5 minutes later, I was good with Elizabeth. It was just a bit, but Michelle was comfy. She was in a conversation with Elizabeth, and Elizabeth got us into our room 2 hours early, 3 hours early. And by the way, I went down to Hollywood and Vine Station. I love that station. I really love that station. It's a really good station. Went down to Pershing Square. I alighted at Pershing Square, downtown, and I walked along Broadway North to Chinatown, and got Michelle these cooling tablets. I didn't even know if they'd have them. I went down, I got Michelle these cooling tablets, and the guy there, an Asian guy at the store, he understood everything I was talking about. He understood everything I was talking about more than the people. The Asian store at Campsie. They speak half good English, but they're still very helpful. They're very helpful, and they're good people. They're helpful. But this guy in downtown in the Chinese store, he understood everything I was talking about. And we got the cooling pills from Michelle, and had a bit of a walk around. Actually, had another walk around downtown. It's really interesting downtown LA. I'd been wanting to see it for years because I didn't see it in '98. Drove through it in '98 briefly, but I didn't see it properly. I hadn't seen it properly. It's really fascinating, really cool. Drury District, and then it's Skid Row, which begins on 4th, 5th, 6th, because we're on 6th, and I walked from Spring, Wall, Maple, San Pedro, on the Mission there. I didn't know that Markle. I didn't discover Markle. I didn't discover soft white underbelly until we got back to Sydney, Australia. Until about 3 weeks later, didn't discover Mark's videos. But at the same time, I was walking around Skid Row. I'm like, oh geez, it's tragic there. Completely tragic in every way. The smell is like one step away from death there. It's oh my goodness. Sydney can never become like that, ever. Sydney, we have Medicare here. We have Medicare. But went back to the Yucca, got the pills, went back to Yucca, got Michelle her cooling pills, and so we were at Yucca. But track of thought. It was about Skid Row. No, cooling pills. Yes. connecting that to something else. Yes, I had done. Jeez. Oh, yes. So, second day after we got home, we went down to Canterbury Plaza Medical Centre, and we Medicare, because everyone in Australia all Australians have Medicare. Medicare covers you for hospital, doctors, most doctors, half of them these days are bulk bill, some of them don't, but Medicare covers you for everything. Except if you need to see a specialist. It doesn't cover all specialists, it covers all the basic needs. Medicare covers everything basic. If you need to go to hospital, it covers it. If you need to go in an ambulance, unless you have a concession card, it won't cover the ambulance. Ambulance is about $200 here. But if you have a concession card, like healthier concession card, it's free. But I know you guys had, Americans have Obamacare. You did have Obamacare. Now you'll have Trump care. One can only hope. Now, went down to Canterbury Medical Plaza. Michelle got her x-ray. She got it done at North Ryde, which might as well be on Mars. Because North Ryde is a very long way from here. It's like football plant. It's like football plant. Got the x-ray done. It was a fracture. I think it was a compound fracture. Slowly getting... It's mostly mended now, but Michelle's still having a few problems with her foot. So if you were the guy that sat down in front of Michelle, comment in the section below. Yes, comment in the section below. I'd like to know who you are. Yeah, mate, I'd like to know who you are. I'd like to comment in the section below. And so, yes, it was a compound fracture, and Michelle was hobbling around after that, because previous to that, Michelle had been taking some walks with me, and I really wanted her to be able to walk up to the Hollywood sign with me. That's a fantastic walk up to the Hollywood sign. That took about an hour and a half, really good walk. Very, very fulfilling walk. I loved that walk, and loved to walk in the streets of Hollywood and West Hollywood. But Michelle was unable to do a lot after that, unfortunately, and she wasn't able to do a lot, and understandably. But we very much enjoyed we loved the gig. Slash was fantastic. I'm a bit biased. Slash is my favourite guitarist. And then it's like Zach Wilde. Zach Wilde loves his rare. Slash my favourite guitarist, and I like Jackie Lee. Yeah, and who the guy from Uriah Heep does really good guitar work and solos. So Slash was fantastic. As I said, I'm a bit biased. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Whenever Slash and Miles Kennedy come out to Sydney, they always perform at the Horton Pavilion, because the Horton Pavilion in Sydney is about the best place to have a gig in Sydney. It's the ideal venue, and I think Slash and Miles Kennedy have played at Olympic Park a couple of times, because there is a small arena out there. However, once in 2010, they played at the Entertainment Centre. I think it was 2012 they played it before the Entertainment Centre was unnecessarily demolished. That Slash and Miles Kennedy did play at the Sydney Entertainment Centre, which is a fantastic place. Where I guess where I saw the first international gig, Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood Tour, 1990, Sydney Entertainment Centre. I was 17. And Guns N' Roses, Eastern Creek in 93. The Horton Pavilion is a Velvet Revolver played the Horton Pavilion when they came out here in 2005, I think it was. Slash and Miles Kennedy, Horton Pavilion in February this year, and the stage was there, and we're up here, we had an ideal view, and this competitive setting, I mean, it's first in, first served. So we were very fortunate that we got 2 seats just down there, and yeah, Slash at the Horden Pavilion. Slash usually comes out to Sydney every couple of years or so. Yes, so thanks for watching, really appreciate it. If you're the guy that sat in Michelle's foot, let yourself be known. Oh yes, let yourself be known in the comment section below. And because we can still get compensation from the Greek theatre, I think, under their insurance. And anybody else who did notice us, on that down on that level, was wondering about that, well, Michelle injured her foot. So comment section down below. Boop boop de doop. And I was just wondering if there's anything I've left out. I was just wondering if there's anything information I've left out. Because there could have been something that I left out. But I could add it right now if I want to. If I remember it. If there's anything that I've left out. Spaced out. Or just ultra surprised. 17th of November 2024 for watching. I appreciate it. Got a couple of videos in mind to do. I've got to I got to extend on that green card one because I was doing the green card one. I was doing the green card one, and lighting went. Something went. That light can last about an hour. Please help me get to 100 subscribers, because if I could get to 100 subscribers, that would be fantastic. I'd love to get to 100 subscribers. I'd love to get to 100 subscribers. I'd love to get to 100 subscribers, because it'd be marvellous. It'd be fantastic to get to 100 subscribers. I'd love to get to 100 subscribers. It'd be greatly fulfilling. It'd be satisfying in every way. I would love to get to. Please help me get to 100 subscribers. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I covered everything.